What's up, YouTube? This is Tempest. I am talking about a recent discovery in theory crafting. I'm calling it the HexRod build. It's on the cutting edge of things. So it's the gist of it is you rush a rod of ages first, and then you just kind of sit on a Hextech revolver as your second item. And I'll get into the specifics later, but let's think about what kind of champions this is good for and why it works. So the Rod of Ages, so that's, you think Rod of Ages, you think Karthus, Rise, Anivia, like people who can be kind of tanky and they're AP damage and they require a great deal of mana to function. So Rod of Ages is great for that. It's also good for champions who have a terrible amount of base mana like Malphite or Warwick, just because it's stupid that they have such little to begin with and they need more to really get going. And then, so Rod of Ages gives you mana, health, AP, so we're thinking AP off tanks or people with mana issues or both. And Rod of Ages is usually coupled with the Tear, which turns into an Archangel Staff. So a lot of builds will have that. It's not crucial. Alright, so now we got the Hextech Revolver. Ability power, Spell Vamp. Alright, you're thinking Spell Vamp, that's a little different. That's a little, I don't know about Spell Vamp. Doesn't show up too much. Well, I like Spell Vamp because it's like lifesteal for AP champs, and why shouldn't you be able to heal back a little bit? Maybe you go in a little too much, and Zed shoots a shuriken at you, or Vygar traps you inside his Circus of Mayhem, and you almost get nuked down to nothing, and maybe you don't want to recall. Well, then you got Spell Vamp to kind of inch your way back up. So, what really works with Spell Vamp? Well, there's two types, and I realize that Spell Vamp applies less to AoE damage than single target damage, but you want single target burst. Like Akali is a perfect example for a champ who always gets this item, just because she has so much burst and it works with her passive well, which already gives her Spell Vamp. Also AoE damage, it doesn't do as much, but it'll slowly bring you back. You've got Karthus, Anivia, Maokai. Stuff like that can also be very effective. So, typical champ pool, or typical lanes, you would use this for a solo lane, mid and top. And I haven't really found an application. There's no application to the jungle since Rod of Ages is impractical, and support it's impractical, and ADC it's impractical. So this is a solo lane build, mid or top, and in the future, I will release champion-specific builds that are pretty much, the beginning of the build is the most important. There are some items that are crucial, but there's some that are more like guidelines, because you can't build the same every game. So that's the end of this video. So tune in the future if you want to see more videos demonstrating the HexRod build.